This is the logic that we have used in the tool based on your internal performance. So basically, as compared to your internal revenue trend and momentum, is if you are doing internally very good, and if you compare that with the external performance, if you are doing externally also very good, then the diversification is one strategy and expansion is what you can select, right? So based on this logic, you can actually decide, if I'm saying that my internal performance is poor and my external performance is also poor, then I need to look at either market development, or I think you need to look at a completely new diversification, right? So this logic is something which is built into the tool. There are levers that you can use once you decide that, okay, I need to do penetration, market development and market expansion. Then what is it that you have to do on the ground? So there are 6 broad activities that you have to do on the ground, right? So 6 activities. Number 1 activity is you need to do targeted selling program. You need to do sales channel optimization. So if you have too many distributors, you need to reduce number of distributor, or if you are too little distributor, then you need to probably increase your distribution presence, right? Similarly, you need to hire more salespeople. You need to do pricing optimization. You may realize that, okay, I'm getting this product to the southern India market from north, but I can't sell that product at such a high price in south because the customer base is more price sensitive. Then you need to look at your price optimization as one of the options. And then there are options with respect to contract improvement and identifying revenue leakages, right? And all these steps have different impact on your revenue, on your total. And this is what we basically decide and come back to you basically how these steps is going to help you. This is very important KPI for a B2B kind of a setup where you have limited number of customers. When it is basically B2B setup, revenue concentration is basically the share of top 5 customers into your total revenue, right? So and we are using top 5 as a reference in this particular our tool, but you can look at top 3, top 1 customer, and you can decide whether you have risk of high revenue concentration, right? What it measures, basically, it helps you measure whether you are too much dependent on one customer to generate revenue or not, right? Or too much dependent on a few customers. Now, if you take example on the right hand side, you have 2 companies. One company, which is the brake company, has low revenue concentration rates because the top 5 customer contributes to the 40% of its revenue. So even if you lose one of your customer, you might lose 7-8% of your revenue. But if you go down in the bottom, you have 5 customers contributing, which is the bearing company, 5 customers contributing to 80% of the total revenue. And here there is a very high risk of revenue concentration, and which means basically what we are trying to say, that if you lose one customer, you are going to lose straight away 16 to 20% of your revenue, right? And thus this company is at a high risk of revenue concentration. So as I said, industries like who is dealing with consumers, even healthcare delivery, consumer electronics, food and beverage companies, they are typically at low risk of revenue concentration. But the B2B companies like heavy machinery, construction companies, auto component companies, IT services, again dealing with B2B setup, they are at a high risk of revenue concentration. So they need to monitor their risk on a regular basis, right? One rule of thumb is if any one customer contributing more than 10%, you should consider whether you need to diversify your risk or not. Or in total, if the number goes up beyond 25%, you should again look at, say, de-risking your revenue. How it affects, basically, if you lose any of these customers, you tend to lose your revenue. A significant chunk of your revenue will go away. Your potential buyers or potential customers will you in a bad light. They will say that you are a high risk business. And again, the other risk is basically this customer who is giving you so much of business, he will try to basically take your advantage and he will try to drive your profits down, right? How do we solve this problem? So we are basically trying to solve this problem by looking at acquiring new customers, build relationship with multiple people in that particular customer, so that you are de-risking. If that one person goes away, you will lose business, right? So you want to de-risk by having relationship with multiple people. you enhance. If there is no way that you can reduce the revenue concentration risk, then it is very important that you build very strong relationship, so your customer also views you as a key vendor and he will think twice before leaving you, right? And you can see avenues there where customer can invest into your business. If your customer invests into your business, then the chances of him leaving you are minimal, right? And there are other tactical moves, which is you can buy credit insurance on that customer basically.